Today's film was a little movie by the name of The Devil's Rock. Now, I know what you're thinking, but this is not a documentary about the music of Ronnie James Dio. In that sense, I'm a bit disappointed. I was really hoping for a good heavy metal biopic. Not the case with this.
Today, we watched a movie called The Devil's Rock.
The Devil's Rock is a movie about these soldiers during World War II who, the day before D-Day, come across this bunker in Normandy to secretly disable certain artillery and then escape before the invasion actually occurs. And they find a Nazi ghost demon, kind of. That's the best description I can give on the movie without spoiling too much, I suppose. But don't worry, I'll spoil more later.
I know you're listening.
If only you knew the truth of that.
The use of props and outfits to represent it being 1944 was actually pretty well done.
He had a Tommy gun, or a Thompson, and that's like the American gun. So I'm thinking, why does this guy have a Tommy gun? He's not American. I'm nitpicking, but that's not right.
The direction was overall good throughout, at least average. There were some scenes that they did very well in terms of the framing.
The whole movie was shot well. Had a lot of clean shots, a lot of nice angles, a lot of interesting, like there's like a lot of corridors where like they're turning corners and stuff. It was all smooth editing.
This movie's gonna look good, maybe. The director or videographer or cameraman, whatever, they know what they're doing.
I'd say the film is extremely misleading if you're looking at the box art and the Netflix description.
On the cover of the movie, it looks like a Grindhouse movie, an old Werewolves of the SS, or one of those women in Nazi prisons movies.
So you're thinking, oh, it's just going to be a schlocky kind of movie about an evil Nazi ghost. And about 2/3 of the film is just the Allied soldier and the Nazi guy talking.
So looking at it, it was like, oh, one of those kind of movies. Yeah, I'll watch it. This ought to be terrible and brainless and we can bash it all we want. But it was more than that.
So it's a lot more intimate and a lot more serious of a movie than what you may be expecting by the box art. That seemed extremely misleading and a bit deceptive, honestly.
Being a horror flick, there was some gore, some blood, some guts, few dead bodies. There's a few times where like they were chopping limbs off and whatnot, and I didn't really have no complaints. It all looked fairly, realistic.
The makeup and the special effects were all very good.
When the demon makes its transition from looking like a human into full demon form, there's a bit in between where the only difference is that she has different contact lenses. One of the contact lenses on the right didn't look too bad. I thought, oh, that's kind of demony, yellow and deformed, that's fine. The other one looked just cartoonish and dumb.
I didn't like the demon. She had stereotypical red, but the horns, instead of having like the two big horns come out, the two little spiral horns, she had like two horns come out, like maybe two out of the cheek. So it was a little different than the stereotypical demon. However, it was still red demon, greenish brown horns, fingernails. And it's like, if that's what people expect, okay.
And the full demon form, it's okay. A lot of red makeup, a couple horns. It was effective enough, I suppose, for what the film is, which, I don't know.
I saw in the credits that Weta Workshop worked on this movie. I'm not sure if they did the majority of the work behind the special effects, but they did put their hand in it, which is immediately something that boosts the quality.
Like the whole entire time, the whole movie kind of like there was a part where they got the book, and he's flipping through the book page by page, looking at all these demons and this German writing and so on. And it's like, is this like a Nazi version of Evil Dead? Because that's what it felt like. It felt a lot like Evil Dead.
But overall, the film kind of had an Evil Dead, Army of Darkness feel to it, and I couldn't quite place why. But a lot of it reminded me of Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. Possibly because of a demon-possessed woman, possibly because the Nazi soldier kept calling the demon-possessed woman a bitch. Like, he goes, "You demon bitch, you demon whore," you know. And it was weird. Almost comedic in a sense.
Yo, she bitch. Let's go.
One part I thought was really cheesy was when the demon broke her chain and she came charging at the guys, and they ran out the door and they slammed it shut, and they're both leaning against it. The door was kind of doing like the stereotypical, bulge. She's trying to break out, and the one guy's like, "Oh, there's no lock on it. What are we gonna do?" The dude pulls out a piece of chalk and draws a circle on the door and the wall and draws like 2 lines through it. And he's like, "Oh, that would hold it in for a while." And it was like the worst, cheapest, dumbest looking, like, demon circle protector thingy. I mean, it was just...
So one part, the demon gets angry and starts to show its strength. And the Nazi fellow and the Allied soldier run out of the room and slam the door, going, "Oh man, this demon's gonna freaking kill us." They slam the door, and the Allied soldier, incredulous, says, "There's no lock on this door." Why is there no lock on that door? Why is there no lock on a door where there is a demon? Why would you not put a lock on a door that has a strong demon inside? Why would you not lock this? There's a demon. Nothing? You're just gonna let the demon...
Maybe it was their attempt to be sexy or to add, a little TNA in the video. But a red demon ass and tits, just... It looked really, really... I don't know. It's like they ordered too much red latex. And they're like, "Let's paint it on," or... I don't know. It just... It wasn't needed.
Because eventually they have the demon naked dancing in a circle, and you see everything you want to see if you're a pervert. And then it's done with. You're like...
The Allied soldier watches as this demon woman eats a man's head. She drops her jaw like a snake, slowly chews through his head, bites his head off, swallows it, and then the demon goes in and sucks on the man's bloody finger stumps. His fingers have been cut off, they're bleeding, and she goes up and sucks the blood from the stumps, looking like his dead wife. And then she's seducing him while doing this. And I'm thinking to myself, why, for the love of God, are you falling for this? If your real wife was alive, like, let's say he was sitting at home with his actual wife, who was alive and not dead, and he cut his fingers off in the middle of mowing the lawn or something, and his wife comes up and goes, "Oh, hold on, let me suck on your bloody finger stumps." Is that what you want? Why is he falling for this demon? He just watched this demon eat a dude's head. And he's like, "Oh, it's my wife." It's not your wife. You know it's not your wife. You should know it's not your wife from the first time you saw her. But he's still falling for it. Whatever.
All in all, I think it was a good movie. It was shot well. Audio was good. Didn't really see a whole lot of problems with the makeup and special effects.
I'd say overall that I was not a fan. I enjoyed the first 2/3 of the film, despite them being vastly different from what I expected going into it. But the last third frustrated me more than anything else.
I don't know, I'm done. I give up on this stupid video. I got nothing. Alright, next movie.
I would not recommend The Devil's Rock. I would recommend the music of Ronnie James Dio. Rainbow in the Dark is a good song.